go ahead and get started for the Budget and Finance meeting. As you know, it is budget season again, and so as we enter the budget season process, just a quick overview. We begin our budget process around this time. We submit a document to the mayor. The mayor includes us into his overall budget. He submits his budget to Metro Council by May 1st per the charter. Usually has a state of Metro address. Metro Council then reviews the mayor budget and make any adjustments that they see fit, passes the budget, and then we come back and pass a more formal budget for after Metro Council passes the overall government budget, and we do this by June 30th. So this is the first half of the process. This is the beginning, not the end. And so we'll do this for this meeting and the following meeting, submit it to the mayor, and then we'll come back afterwards when the city council makes their adjustments and submit our formal budget. I'll hand it off to Dr. Battle.
Thank you so much, Ms. Player. Appreciate you kicking us off for this budget committee meeting. Just as some context as we jump into this, to kind of echo what Ms. Player has shared, this is the start of the process. We're in a routine now, which is, I believe, a good one, and preparing an aspirational budget. Just as a reminder, the last 2 years have been historic in the level of investment we've received as a school district. Historically, at the end of this process, we're typically looking for adjustments and cuts in order to balance the budget. And so we remain in partnership with the Mayor's Office and Metro Council according to, in alignment with our board priorities and our aspirational budgeting process. But I do want to ground that a lot of the presentation you're going to hear tonight is in fact aspirational. And so we align that in transparency to our theory of action and the investment needed in order for us to move on the high leverage strategies you will hear in tonight's presentation. So we will go ahead and get started with our MNPS success investment strategies. In every presentation and update we provide, we always start with our core tenets. It's important as a district to understand who you are and the journey you're on with regards to executing on your mission and vision of your organization. So I will start here. These are 4 core tenets that we're focusing on for our support hub and for our school teams. I won't read them one by one because we're all familiar with them as a community. As a reminder, those four core tenets drive us out to our focus outcomes. Our theory of action and change here is that we will be explicit around the areas in which we are focused on improving. And we know that when you are focused on too many things, you may not get traction in any. And so it's around intentionality, it's around a clear theory of change and alignment of supports and resources to gain the outcomes and achieve the goals that we have before us. So that's why you have our focus outcomes. You will see lots of alignment to our aspirational budget given those focus outcomes. And surrounding those focus outcomes, if we're not careful, if we're not clear about how we're going to support our schools, and I do mean support, underscore, our schools in achieving these outcomes, then we will miss the mark. And in fact, while we know that there is no silver bullet, we're unable to scale to a degree of success because we will be unclear about what worked and what really had the greatest impact in our students' growth and achievement. So I just wanted to highlight those signature outcomes. And unlike other years, we've added to this presentation celebrations, because we're talking about historic investments. It's important for us to celebrate the successes as a result of those investments. And so these are ones we've been talking about all school year. Again, we're very proud of leading a district, working in a district, supporting a district that is considered a level 5. Again, it's the highest earning you can receive according to our TVOS system. So last year, our students exceeded the amount of projected growth in 1 year's time across our district. We know that we had significant achievement improvements as well in our TCAP or TN Ready results in the prior year. Our students outperformed statewide improvement in levels in 7 academic categories and gained ground in 13 out of 14 categories. And so again, that's another celebration here. We know that we have an historic number of reward schools in our school district. In fact, I'd like to highlight that 48 reward schools are more schools than most districts have in the state of Tennessee. So excited about that. And in fact, we had 2 schools that in prior year were considered priority schools or low performing schools that moved directly into the reward school space. For the first time, we have fewer priority schools than the year before, the prior pool year for priority schools. And we continue to leverage our international model, specifically in our zone high schools around our academies of Nashville. So lots of celebrations, lots of evidence that when you invest in public education and we implement strategies that work, our students grow and achieve at a higher level. So now I am first going to kick it over to Chris Henson, our Chief Financial Officer. He's going to talk in a robust way around our MNPS operating budget, specifically around our continuity of operations ask. Of course, that's the way in which we organize our budget, and then we'll move into our aspirational budget items. Mr. Henson.
Thank you, Dr. Battle, and good evening, good afternoon, good evening. The first thing that we want to do is we'll just review briefly our current year operating budget, our current fiscal year. A little over $1.1 billion in our current operating budget. As Dr. Battle indicated, we're very appreciative to the mayor and to the Metro Council for an increase of almost $88 million, an 8.6% increase over the prior year. The majority of that increased funding went to employee compensation and benefits, and you can see the support staff pay upgrade. You can see the dollar amount there, step increases, and a 4% cost of living adjustment for teachers. The charter school transfer increase that we have every year, employee insurance, and paid family leave. And so these are the big buckets as far as what the increased funding, what we were able to do in the current year. And again, we're very appreciative of that increase. When we look at the state's current funding formula, the BEP or Basic Education Program, the current funding formula requires something called a required local match. And so you can see from this side, the state formula requires a greater local match in Davidson County than other districts in Tennessee. If you look on the left of the pie chart, you see as far as the statewide BEP funding, that required local match would be 34% for all school districts, with the state covering 66% of those different components in the current funding formula. Based upon Davidson County's high fiscal capacity, the BEP suggested budget, based upon that required local match, would be that the state would fund 41% of our budget and that the local requirement would be that 59%. But you can see on the far right of that pie chart what our actual operating budget looks like. If you look at our operating budget, only 24% of our operating budget comes from state BEP funding. The remaining 76% comes from local funding, mainly property tax revenue and local option sales tax revenue. And so you can see the big difference here between what's included in the formula statewide as far as a required local match, what is suggested through the formula for Davidson County, and then over on the right, the actual breakdown between state and local funding. So our current $1.1 billion operating budget, you can see from this pie chart, over half goes to school budgets and our special schools, which would be our non-traditional schools, early learning centers, special education centers, alternative learning centers, etc. Over half of our operating budget goes directly out to schools for those school leaders and their leadership teams to determine how they want to budget and spend those dollars based upon the goals and objectives set in their school improvement plans. If you add in the charter school allocation of $190 million, almost 70% of our operating budget goes directly out to schools. Directly out to schools. We have a small number there for fixed costs of an organization of our size, and then the remaining $300 million would be district-provided services. And let me just give you a couple of examples there. This would include utilities. We don't require schools to budget and pay for their own utilities. Utilities, this would include maintenance and custodial costs. This would include transportation costs district-wide, IT costs. And so you have a large number of items that the district provides to schools on their behalf. Don't require schools to budget for those types of things. These are services that are provided directly to schools from the district. And so you see there in this pie chart how the current operating budget serves our schools. Not to mention the fact that we also have a separate capital budget, and you can see the current capital spending plan. Again, the process is that the mayor would recommend a capital spending plan from the approved capital improvement budget request, and then determine what items the mayor wants to propose to spend or to fund in the capital spending plan and must be approved by the Metro Council. You can see the main projects here are elementary schools. The majority of this, vast majority, is to meet our reimagined goals of 5th grade back to elementary schools. And so you see the 3 big projects there that have been funded, and then the district-wide projects, which includes our transportation fleet, technology, and maintenance projects. And you can see some of those deferred maintenance items at the bottom of the slide. Of the student-based budgeting districts, and MNPS has been a student-based budgeting district now for almost 10 years. We began this process in a pilot phase 9 years ago. And of the districts that are student-based budgeting districts, which means they have a weighted student funding formula, where again, dollars are sent out directly to schools for them to budget and spend based upon their goals and objectives. And you can see this is a study that was done by Georgetown University a few years ago. It's the latest information that we have that shows, again, we distribute more money directly out to schools than these other districts that are student-based budgeting districts. You can see 53.5% at that particular point in time went directly out to schools through the weighted student funding formula. So this wouldn't include the budgets that go out to our special schools, which would be those non-traditional schools, early learning centers, special education centers, et cetera. This would just be our student-based budgeting schools that participate in that weighted student funding formula. As we all know, the state is moving away from the current state funding formula, the BEP, or Basic Education Program, to the new funding formula called the Tennessee Investment in Student Achievement, or TISA. Just to give a brief overview of this funding formula, we've received really limited information so far. We have received an initial estimate of what that funding might look like, but it's not real helpful because it doesn't include what the state and local match or split requirements would be, because the Tennessee Department of Education is dependent upon 2 separate entities to provide those 2 fiscal capacity indices that are combined, 50% of one and 50% of another, that they use in determining what Davidson County's new fiscal capacity index is going to be. And that it typically changes every year. It's usually a rolling 3-year average. We anticipate that that's going to continue to increase. And so since we don't have that breakdown between state and local of what has been provided in that initial estimate, it hasn't been real helpful to this point. And until we receive that fiscal capacity index information that can be applied to the TISA formula, we're not really going to know what our state funding estimate is going to be for next year. And so hopefully we will have that by the end of April, I think, is a target, but that's something that we are waiting for from the state. But just wanted to go ahead and mention to everyone the fact that we're moving from one state funding formula to another. It's considered a student-based approach. It uses a base amount per student of $6,860 per student, and then has different weights depending upon certain student characteristics and unique learning needs. And so we'll have more information about that when we receive it from TDOE. And as Dr. Battle indicated, this is one thing that Dr. Battle brought when she became director of schools, and it's been very helpful in communicating out what our needs are as far as being able to provide the same level of service next year as we provide this year. And we call that our continuity of operations. It means that to provide the same level of service next year, we need the following increases. And you can see right now, this estimate represents about a 4.9% inflationary increase, which is below what the current consumer price index increase is. Just talking through some of these items, we do include here, as we have in the recent previous years, the salary step increases for both our certificated employees and our support staff. We believe that this is moving forward at the same level of service as the prior year, and this allows us to maintain fidelity to our current pay scales. We also include the step increase for our nutrition services staff, because because as we moved up to a higher minimum per hour wage rate, we know that that's been difficult for that separate nutrition services fund to be able to maintain. And so we are currently subsidizing that fund for the support pay staff upgrade that was implemented last year, as well as for the step increase, salary step increase for those employees in the nutrition services fund, which again is a separate fund. We also are including our certificated insurance increase. As most of you are aware, this particular plan for all of our certificated employees is administered by the Employee Insurance Trust, made up of 3 school board members that are appointed by the chair, 3 elected MEA representatives, an elected Metro retired teachers representative, and myself. And that has already been voted on at the January 25th meeting, and so a 3% increase to the insurance is what's been approved by the Employee Insurance Trust, equates to about a $2.4 million increase. We're waiting for the Metro Employee Benefit Board to determine what the benefit changes would be for our support employees. Our support employees are considered Metro General Government employees for benefit purposes, and so their benefit plan is administered by the Metro Employee Benefit Board. My understanding is they are planning to meet sometime in April. Just as a point of reference, the current year support insurance increase was about at $1.4 million, and so we've still got to be determined here. Don't know what that's going to look like yet, but that just goes to show that some of these numbers are going to change between now and when you get the final product, as some of these numbers are still moving around. We do have a slight decrease in the certificated and support pension. This is mainly the certificated pension. All of our certificated employees are required to be members of the Tennessee Consolidated Retirement System, or TCRS. We have received notification from TCRS that there will be a reduction in the employer contribution rate for that particular plan, and so we're reflecting that here. We also have some of these previous state grants that are now being folded into the TISA funding formula. This would include the Family Resource Centers, the Coordinated School Health Grant, and the School Safety Grants. All of those are folded into TISA, and so if we wanted to be able to continue to do the same type things that we are currently doing from an outside source, those state grants, then we need to add these and include these into our operating budget. We have received from Metro Finance that property tax refund MDHA transfer increase of $678,000. That's a recent addition that we've received from Metro Finance. We also have from Metro some internal service fees that they charge us for services that they provide, the IT internal service fee, the radio shop, as well as the buildings and contents insurance. All of those are assessed by Metro government, and then basically they tell us what that internal service fee is going to be for those type things. Reimbursable projects, these are offset by collected revenue, but we just need to increase both the revenue and the expenditures for these types of things. These are mainly things where, for instance, like school field trips, where we pay for the field trips, we pay for the bus drivers, the schools then reimburse, or schools may purchase some IT hardware, software items that are actually purchased through the IT department, and then the school reimburses. So we've got several of those kinds of things where we account for both the revenue and the expenditure, and the revenue and the expenditure are the same amount. And so this is increasing the expenditure. We will also be increasing the revenue by a like amount. Inflationary increases and other required expenditures. This is a higher number than we've had in the past because we've had higher inflation than we've had in prior years. Over half of this increase would be related to utility rate increases, particularly electricity through NES, as well as natural gas through Piedmont. This also is reflective of our increase to our fuel costs. As you know, our school buses are diesel. Diesel fuel is much higher than gasoline, and so we've seen significant increases in fuel costs, as well as we have a number of grants that are sunsetting, and we want to be able to continue to offer and provide the services that those grants provided. And And so we have included where those grants are sunsetting or the funding is no longer going to be there next year, included those in the inflationary increases and other required expenditures. And then charter schools, this is based upon estimated revenue, state and local revenue, and enrollment. It's really just a calculation, but it's an estimate because we don't estimate our own local revenues. Metro Finance estimates what the property tax revenue is going to be and what the local option sales tax revenue is going to be. We provide Metro Finance with our best estimate of state funding once we receive that from the Tennessee Department of Education. But the calculation is total state and local revenue per student. And so it's a calculation of state and local revenue divided by student enrollment, and then whatever that calculation is the new per pupil amount. And so we are estimating that at $22 million. And so you can see just before we get to any of the aspirational budget items that Dr. Battle is going to be discussing or any discretionary type items, we would need a budget of approximately $1.16 billion to be able to accomplish that. Again, that's a 4.9% increase. This does not include any cost of living adjustments or anything of that nature that will be on top of this. Again, this is to provide the same level of service next year as we're providing this year. And so any cost of living adjustment that would be included in our budget would be added on top of this $1.16 million, as well as anything else that's included in our aspirational budget request.
All right, thank you, Mr. Henson, for the thorough overview of where we are with our current operating budget, also our capital improvement spending plan, and what we're looking like for our continuity of operations going into this new budget cycle. I'm going to take us into our aspirational budget conversation. First, I'm going to ground us in our board priorities. These were adopted as the FY22-23 board priorities in our budgeting process. We've kind of remained consistent in this space because we have made strong strides but still have a lot of work to do. The first one being around employee compensation, because we know with our people and retention and recruitment of having highly effective and quality leaders in and across our district is important. We know that there are key levers to moving the needle for our students. That is the top priority for the board for this operating cycle. The next one is the continuity of federally funded initiatives. This was a new category last year, but this is all about moving those grant-funded items and initiatives and programs into our operating budget. We know that those funds will sunset during the summer of '24, and so we're trying to be proactive in planning and evaluating which items should move into our operating budget. The next item is around academic and SEL integration. We believe in our district and supporting the whole child. And because our focus outcomes are around literacy, numeracy, social emotional learning, and transitions for our students, we have to invest in that space so that we can continue to improve our goals, or upon our goals. And the last one is around operational improvements and school support, all the things that matter, and making sure that our students are ready to learn when they arrive to our classrooms. I'm going to first start by jumping into our employee compensation, our competitive pay packages. As we are all reminded, this has been kind of a 3-4 year process, and I'm very proud of the work of this board and of my team as well, of staying focused around compensation for our people. We know that the first phase of this work was to improve upon our certificated staff compensation with new investment dollars. We were able to move the needle in that space. And then during last year's operating budget, our next priority was our support staff, and we've been able to execute in that space and really honoring and valuing all of our people. And then the third phase of this work was around our certificated administrators. This group of leaders, mostly school-based, a little less than 400 employees, are represented in the current work around our competitive compensation study. In fact, this mostly school-based, it does not include myself as director of schools or my cabinet in this study. This is mostly our principals, assistant principals, and those supporting the instructional work and coaching in and about the district. And so we focus our time in this last phase FAs as we've previously committed to our certificated admin. And then we know that as we've been able to make some pretty strong strides in this space, we still have work to do. And so we're just committing to ongoing advocacy for competitive employee compensation, which will require several actions for us as we look at our job descriptions, as we look at any tensions created in our pay scales, so on and so forth as we move forward. We've already moved as a part of our budgeting process, our step increases into our continuity of operations budget. Very proud of that work, and we'll continue the conversations around cost of living increases. You do have at the bottom of this slide what that investment will look like per 1% COLA increase. We're not at the point yet of factoring what that is based upon the knowledge we do not have yet in finalizing the budget, but wanted to provide those numbers for you both for certificated and support staff. This does include all employees, including nutrition services, in this estimation. We also, in this space, have included some additional employee compensation strategies. Again, our top strategy for employee compensation during this budget cycle is the administrative pay plan. Again, this will help us ensure competitive compensation for our administrators, one of our most important investments in meeting focused outcomes for our students. It will increase parity between positions to ensure optimal earning power for our administrators. Like our certificated staff and support staff studies, we have studied like districts across the country as well as regional districts more locally here in Tennessee as well. And so we've taken the same approach of making sure that in best in pay in lots of ways we are valuing our educators. We also have an additional level of or menu of options for additional strategies. I'm not throughout this presentation going to unpack every single strategy, but you will see it represented visually in the PowerPoint. So you see that we also have 5 other strategies that we have talked about previously or most recently around improvements we can make in our compensation package. And so you see those listed, and we'll continue to work in this space to make sure, again, that our employees here in Metro Nashville Public Schools are valued and can actually live in the communities in which they serve. I'm going to move again to our continuity of federally funded initiatives. This is our second priority. We've benefited from new federal grants and programs that were designed to help us respond to the disruptions caused by the pandemic. Most commonly, they're referred to as ESSER 1, 2, and 3. And we've been able to continue some of the services that we're currently providing via these grants. Again, they were one-time grants. They're non-recurring, and as it stands today, they're set to sunset next summer. So again, very fortunate to have received funding in this space. I just want to recap for the board and for the community what those allocations look like. Again, at ESSER 1, $26 million, ESSER 2, $123 million, and ESSER 3, $276 million. This is a reimbursement process, and so in fact, we have to budget plan and have approved and then be reimbursed for those expenses. So again, just a high-level overview because we are a reimbursement state here in Tennessee. On this next slide, on slide 19, you will see where we have prioritized our investments. Now, it's important that we also remind ourselves that ESSER is not a free-for-all. There are strict guidelines around what you can leverage these grant funds for. So a lot of times I get questions about what can we do with ESSER. It is not an open book. We have to make sure that it's approvable by the guidelines set forth by federal government and also by the state, because it does have to go through approval process. Again, there are also non-recurring funds, so we have to be mindful of that and being strategic and intentional around what those investments have looked like. Our 4 priority categories around ESSER align directly to what you have essentially communicated in your budget priorities and in alignment to our core tenets and focus outcomes as a district. So those pots are academics, student readiness, readiness, educators, and foundations. This slide is likely familiar to just about everyone. We've used it in our ESSER updates, and so not much has changed about it. We've just continued to progress monitor and pivot and shift where we needed to in order to scale for effectiveness across our district. So this is not a complete picture, but some of the high-level investments that have been deployed across our district. So I want to take an opportunity to look at some of the strategies that we are including in our aspirational budget to move over to our to move from our ESSER budget into our operating budget this cycle and or as soon as possible, as these funds will sunset. Again, I will not go through all of them. One of the budget items here you see is our AVID district-wide strategy. Thank you all for being on that journey with us. We're seeing lots of successes already with our district-wide implementation. We're very proud of the work that has taken place with our restorative practice assistants in our peace centers and all of our secondary schools. This is the second level phase of our social emotional learning work. In order for us to continue beyond the 24 school year, we will be going after a $4.6 million investment in order to continue to have that service and those talented individuals available in our schools. Nurses in every school or schools based upon the size of the school is also a key investment for us. This has been a dream space prior to COVID that we always wanted to have available for our students and staff. And so in order to move that strategy over, we would need an $11 million investment. We're also very familiar with our Community Achieves work. We've been expanding across our district to leverage the impact that Community Achieves have had across our learning communities, particularly around the pillars that are established within Community Achieves and leveraging our community partnerships to make sure that we can support our students and our families. Extended learning is a pretty common topic right now, that out of school time. And so this strategy is around our ability to continue to expand our partnerships within the community and within our schools to provide not only safe but enriching learning opportunities for our students outside of the normal school day. Promising Scholars we're all familiar with, a $9.9 million investment beyond what is provided for the state to continue to offer this enriching learning environment for our students over the summer. Mental health service providers. This is a need that we did see increase, particularly as the pandemic was a part of, and continues to be a part of our daily lives. I'll hit two others real quickly. The Navigator program, we launched the Navigator program during the pandemic. It was really drilling down to our why as an organization, building strong relationships, taking the time to get to know and understand our students so that we could respond in an effective way. And so we've been beefing up the supports with our Navigator program, but needed investment will have to continue in order for this service to be provided. And then also our safety ambassadors. We kicked off our work around upgrading our safety plans earlier this year in collaboration with MNPD. I'm proud that we've been able to make some traction there in hiring a safety ambassador lead, as well as we've started to deploy safety ambassadors into our schools. With any new initiative, it takes time to build the structures and to get things off the ground. So really excited about that work. And as we continue to evaluate its effectiveness, we'll be looking to move it into our operating budget. So let me just go back and highlight one thing. You will notice at the bottom of this slide in orange, we have the continuity of federally funded initiatives that are based in our academic and social emotional learning integration. On the next slide, you will see our continuity of federally funded initiatives that are grounded in our operational improvements and school support. So we have leveraged funds in this space, particularly in our efforts to become a one-to-one technology district. We have to continue to refresh our devices. By the way, I've been extremely proud of our students as I've been in and about the district and their ability to maintain their devices. They're not perfect. I've seen that. They're not perfect. But the level of integration and preparedness for their lessons when they're in class, it is definitely an instructional improvement that I'm proud of that we're embedding and integrating in and across our schools. You'll see under that required technology support. We want to continue with our community support hubs. In fact, in building out some of the facility plans that we've previously talked about, we need to continue our attendance supports. And I'll pause here for just a moment and take us back to our accountability report card and where we struggled the most. While we had significant growth in our district, we were able to improve around our achievement for our students. We have a lot of work to do, just like districts across this country, around reducing chronic absenteeism and increasing the average daily attendance for our students. And so it has forced our team to really rethink how we're supporting our schools and our attendance interventions and celebrating our students who are on time and present and engaged on a daily basis. And so I'm really excited about the innovative work there, and I think our principals are really excited about the supports they're receiving around attendance. So we want to keep that up. We're already seeing some positive impact around attendance by us having a concerted effort to get this right for our kids. Also, the Alternative Learning Center redesign, you're going to see a bit of this in two different places. This particular investment of about $1.5 million is for the improvement in personnel that we have currently in our alternative learning centers. We needed to be really responsive because across our community we saw an uptick around mental health supports. We also saw that in our ALCs, and so our initial phase of redesigning our ALCs was to think about the personnel that was provided to each learning environment. And then the last one that I will highlight is at the bottom, Family and Community University and engagement. Really excited about, we had our first kickoff of Family and Community University this past weekend at Family and Children's Service in partnership with Alignment. It was a success, a great start to kind of restarting our presence in the community, going out into the community and offering supports and training and information and resources and supplies to our families. So great work that we're starting that we want to be intentional about continuing as we move forward, including our software that allows us to get snapshots from our families around how things are going because we need that information in order to make improvements throughout the school year. We don't like to wait from one school year to the next. We want to shift throughout the school year. So that takes me to the new funding strategy. So the strategies you just heard are strategies that are already implemented to one degree or another within the district that we are looking to continue into future years. Again, we'll continue to evaluate them for their level of effectiveness and adjust as we need. The next few slides are all around new funding strategies that represent items, initiatives that do not currently exist, but we have plans, robust plans around the strategy and the theory of action and impact it will have in our district. So the first one is around academic and social emotional learning integration. Many of these you have seen before. I will highlight some of the new strategies for you. Family engagement specialists, based upon feedback we're receiving, being in close collaboration with our PAC, Parent Advisory Council as well. There is a need for us to improve upon our family engagement specialists, and doing so, however, in a very diverse way. We are a very diverse learning community, and so we want our leadership to represent the community that we're serving as well. And so we are requesting approximately $1 million investment for family engagement specialists that will provide about 10 new family engagement specialists within our district. I'll also highlight Grow Together with MNPS. This board most recently did hear a presentation around this innovation work of us kind of stepping into the birth to 3 space to ensure that our students are prepared at the earliest point of entry for their educational journey in MNPS. And in fact, we grounded a lot of that conversation around 3rd grade literacy. There's lots of tensions around that, and so we want to make sure we're doing our part to make sure our students are already and that we're supporting families in an effective way. This includes many strategies, including beefing up our pre-K staff. It includes increasing the number or the design in which we deliver on our pre-K experiences. It does get us in the 3-year-old space. It does allow us to create partnerships in the daycare space, which we know is attention for Nashvillians at large. And it also helps us provide play dates, care packages, books for our students as they prepare for their pre-K or their kindergarten experience. So really excited about that. I'll also hit our visual and performing arts strategy, which is new to this year's budget. We've been working very closely with many of our partners and beefing up our visual and performing arts. I mean, imagine this. We're in Music City, right? We should have the best in class when it comes to our music education and all other of our visual and performing arts. And so our first phase of this work is to shore up our pathways. So a student who starts for example, a music program in elementary school has access to the same program in middle school and then through high school. And then our high school and our middle schools can backwards map to make sure that the talents of our students are really being fed and they have the stage and space to really show off their talents. And so that's what that visual and performing arts strategy is all about. For this first phase, it will provide approximately 8 visual and performing arts teachers to help us close the gaps where we have some gaps across the district. So we've done some asset mapping. We know where we need some additional supports and personnel so that every student has access to music education and other visual and performing arts throughout their experiences. And let's see, the last one I'll hit on this slide, which is new to us, is the Student Success Centers. I mentioned in the continuity of federally funded initiatives, our ALC redesign. This is the next phase of work for the redesign. I'm really excited about this because we're talking about disproportionality. We're talking about our disciplinary practices and really being a restorative district. And so the Student Success Center approach will allow us to think about this in a multi-tier system of supports. It's thinking about how can we intervene earlier before a student actually would be placed in what we currently call an alternative learning center. We're going to rebrand them to Student Success Centers, and in description, they will be an alternative learning center. But we've got to pour into our students. Everything we say matters to our students and their belief of who we know they are and what they will become. And so we're proposing to rename them to Student Success Centers and create restorative spaces not only in our schools where we have advocacy centers and peace centers, but in a second space where students get to stay closer to their home school and their quadrant before they would be sent to a Student Success Center, or previously called ALC. So really excited about this work. It allows us to be more therapeutic in our approach, so we'll have to beef up some of our personnel so that we have those individuals who can take the time, personalize a plan for our students, and transition them back to their school of zone or school of choice. So really excited about that work. And you see the investment number there, about $5.9 million. With this will come along a capital improvement budget need to redesign some spaces to allow for that kind of intermediary approach to support our students. I'll move to our academic and social emotional learning integration, page 2. I'm going to kick off with our classroom associates. Again, this is not completely new in practice to us. The name here will feel a little bit different. I'm going to take some time on this one because it is a question that I have received several times around how we're approaching particularly substitute teachers in our district. And I'm always very frank about my conversation here. We are going to rethink. We are rethinking the traditional substitute teacher model. We're rethinking it to a degree of stepping back and thinking about what should that model be? What are we trying to provide for our students, and how are we trying to support our educators? Just to kind of step us back a little bit, traditionally, if you look at the trends over the years, and we can go back as far as anybody wants to, this model has never really worked for school districts, particularly large districts of our size, because the need can never really be filled in a traditional space. And in fact, it doesn't speak to the continuity of learning we want for our students. And we are a district that believe in that relationships matter and being able to accelerate outcomes for our students. And so we're rethinking our substitute teacher model, and we're moving into a classroom associate model. Currently, it's called our general school assistants. We are proposing to transition that role to classroom associates. We're proposing to increase the ratio of classroom associates that are provided to our schools, so that we have leadership that's a part of the school community who will participate in in-service and professional development and collaborative planning and building relationships with students and understanding the collaborative referral process, so that when our valued teachers are in professional development and learning, they're not thinking twice about how their students are going to be cared for. So we're really proposing a model that is kind of national best practice at this point, where you have leaders who can step in, who already are familiar with the lesson planning and the expectations for our students, and have those strong relationships, so we don't have a situation where a student is referred to the office but maybe referred to the advocacy center, right? Just thinking about our restorative approach. So it's really about thinking about, what do we want to be true for our young people? What do we want to be true for our teachers as they are, and I don't even want to use the word absent, because a lot of times we think about substitute teachers, we just kind of think about the sick day. It's not just about the sick day. It's about collaborative planning. It's about professional development. It's about the instructional leadership teams also having time to continue to grow and refine as well. So we're proposing a name change. We're proposing an increased ratio. We're also proposing a grade pay change, moving these positions from grade 3 to grade 5. To really capture their value and what we'll be asking of them in and about our buildings. We've worked closely with several of our principals already on thinking through the job description to make sure that we can maximize this talent across our buildings. If there was a common trend in feedback, you asked a trend question earlier, trend in feedback, positive responses from our school teams around our general school assistants and wanting to expand on this model as we move forward. We've also done a lot of research, again, about national best practice. This is it, in this innovative way, moving forward, rethinking the way in which we staff our schools when our teachers are not directly in their classrooms. The next strategy you see is around reducing the counselor ratio. This investment of $5.1 million will move us in the direction of a 1 to 250, one counselor to 250 ratio, which is national standard best practice today. We've already invested in a 1 to 350, so we've made a huge stride in this space. We want to continue upon that, knowing the increased supports that our students need, and in particular, the types of supports in preparation for their post-secondary plans. The next item I will highlight on this slide is the college and career readiness and advanced academics. We continue to be really aggressive around our advanced academics programming, creating a robust portfolio of options. So everything you think about around early post-secondary opportunities, we're continuing to expand, as well as this number includes an investment in college advisors. I think if we looked over the last 2 years, the matriculation of students from high school into post-secondary has taken a dip, and so we want to be really intentional in coordination with our focused outcomes around transition plans to have that support along the way for our students, and kind of a double dose of that with college advisors at the high school. We'll move next into operational improvements and school support. You see several of our aspirational budget items here. Three that I'll highlight, teacher-shaped Nashville recruitment is our HR efforts to continue to diversify our working force here in MNPS. Our peer initiative, we're continuing to scale that up in partnership with Vanderbilt, as well as our school health clinics. As you all know, we were home to health clinics in many of our schools in the past, and that partnership with that community organization went away several years ago, but we're having an increased need, particularly due to the impact of COVID, to kind of reinstate those clinics across our district. I'll move to the next slide and highlight a few items on our next bucket of operational improvements and school support. Many of these items are inflationary. We're trying to make sure that we're getting ahead of some preventative maintenance and supplies that we need. Here I will highlight MNPS Goes Green. Our team is really excited about this aspirational budget item. This is our sustainability, conservation, all those items baked into this particular investment of about $473,000. It will help us create a team internally across multiple part of our departments to co-facilitate and collaborate around our plan moving forward. So including the number of technicians we have, increasing around our teaching and learning leadership with the science coordinator, as well as restarting our recycling program that went away. So in concert with the city restarting their recycling program, we would like to follow suit. We really want to empower our young people to take leadership roles in all of our plans. So really excited about that. That strategy shifted a bit, but in a very robust way that we feel like we can get some traction with given the investment. And then we'll highlight the custodial wage increase at the bottom. We've had many conversations as a board and wanting to support in that way, although we cannot dictate. We wanted to share what the costs associated would be in an aspirational way if we wanted to work closely with our custodial vendor in increasing wages for their employees. I'll end with two bits of information. What happens next in this budget approval process? We will kick off our first round of budget meetings tomorrow. We have 4 rounds of budget meetings that will start with a showcase from the school. I'm really excited about this first one because we learned that we will have a girls' flag football game happening right before this meeting. So I encourage everyone to come out at 4 and see that be kicked off at Whites Creek High School. Then we'll, on March 30th, we'll be at Cane Ridge Elementary School. On April 4th, we'll be at DuPont Hadley Middle. And on April 10th, we'll be at Hillsborough High School. So I encourage the community and others to come out and be a part of the showcase that will kick off at 5 o'clock. The budget meetings will start at 6. So really excited about the conversations ahead around our budget. Our school board will continue to engage in the budget building process through March and April. The school board will vote in April on our aspirational budget that will go to the mayor. The mayor will present his budget to council by April 30th. Metro Council will then take the month of May, sometimes as long as they want, to discuss the budget. And by June, Metro Council will vote on our final budget, and we'll come back and make any needed adjustments. That was a lot, but that's what an aspirational budget gives you. It allows you the opportunity to really think into the future and what we want to be true for our young people and how we want to support our educators and our staff. So I will pause there. I will turn it back over to you, Ms. Player, and we'll go from there.
We have 7 minutes left in our meeting. Is there any messages? Questions? Ms. Tyler?
Yes, several. First, will the reduction of the employer match for our TCRS, our retirement system, affect the outcome of what retired teachers are receiving?
I'm sorry. Mr. Henson, can you approach the podium, please?
Sure. Good question. The answer is no. This is the employer contribution rate, and it's determined based upon the actuarial study that the State Treasury Department undertakes. And so it would not affect at all what a retired teacher might receive in retirement benefits. This is just the amount that they are telling local school districts that they would need to put into the system as part of the employer contribution rate.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. If we cannot fully fund our restorative practices assistants, how will we decide which schools will continue to have them?
A great question. We are planning with the expectation that we will continue our restorative practice assistance and peace centers in all of our schools. I will take us back just a year ago. We actually were not starting from scratch. We had several schools that were already hiring and training and integrating restorative practice assistants in their buildings. And so what will likely happen is that we'll fall back into student-based budgetings and priorities. Other than that, we'll use our MTSS data to determine where the greatest need is, if there's any reason for us to scale down in that approach. But we will prioritize that based upon the needs of the students being served.
Looking at the MNPS goes green, I noticed the asterisk says that it's a one-time, non-recurring fund. Is this something that intends to be a long-term thing, or are you anticipating it's a 1 year?
It indicates that there is at least one item in that budget that might just be a one-time fee. So for instance, in this space, it's specifically alluding to the recycling bans that we would need to refresh our schools with if we restart our recycling program.
Okay.
All other items would be recurring and need to be in the operational budget.
Okay, so that tells me that if that's the only extra money that we'd have to be putting into it, that this is something that we can count on happening for sure?
No. So all of the menu of option items are aspirational budget items. So we would need investment for them to be executed upon. It just indicates if we have the investment of the $100,000 during this operating budget, we won't need $100,000 in the next budget to do the same thing. So it just means that we can reuse those recycling bans and not have that one-time cost kind of tagged to the budget every single year.
Okay, and then I know you had said, and we spoke about this earlier, about it being internal, a group that's internal, and I just wanted to clarify for everybody, who else could be included in that? Are we going to also partner with the Sustainability Council on the mayor's side, with the Youth Council, those kinds of things outside of MNPS?
Yeah, I think in everything that we do, we have some level of partnership. So we will continue to cultivate those partnerships where needed. The great news is that we'll have a team of folks who are constantly putting their heads together, thinking about the next phase of the work. And so that's what I'm really excited about, because as you think about this type of work, it has operations implications, but it also has teaching and learning implications. And so by having a cross-collaborative approach to this, we'll be able to pull on a few different levers at the same time and actually make some traction in this space, given that the aspirational budget item is able to be invested in.
Okay, yeah, I think, and we've spoken about this, but I just want to make sure that it's not something that I don't want us to greenwash something. I want us to actually make structural, systematic change about how we approach sustainability in MNPS as a whole.
Yeah.
And that it is something that starts from the top,
That's right.
from you, that you believe in it, and that it's something that, because of that belief, we see it throughout the system.
This is best practice when you're thinking about continuity of any initiative or focus or priority. In a district, there's not one person who owns it.
Yeah.
There's a collective leadership approach to this. And the reason we broke the budget out in this way is that we have to make some trade-offs. We know how much one investment is versus another if for some reason we don't get the full investment amount. So that's why you see it broken out that way. But this is best practice when it comes to taking an initiative like this to scale in a large urban school district.
Okay. Thank you. And then one last question. I've tried to be very fast. For the custodial wage increase, how are we going to ensure that the money actually gets directly to the custodians and doesn't get taken up by administrative fees or other things from the companies, the private companies?
This question was coming. Yeah, absolutely. This is a real question. Ms. Sullivan, if you want to approach the podium, please feel free to do so. This is why we separated out by contract, which should be included in our continuity of operations, because we've already contracted for a certain level of increase every year due to inflationary costs versus this particular request. And quite frankly, it will require additional conversations. I think we said we could add add some kind of qualifying language, but you're right, we cannot dictate to the vendor what to specifically do with the funds. But let Maura add to that and correct me on anything that I might have just shared.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. No corrections at all. And I'm looking at Justin Marsh also, who may give me a big hook at some point also for anything I say. But certainly correct. We cannot dictate in the state of Tennessee what our vendors should pay their employees. But we do have the power of the great partnership that we have with both of these vendors, that we can make strong suggestions, and we have really, really transparent conversations with the vendors about what they want to do to support their employees as well. So the mandatory clause in the contract for increase this year is 4%. That's in the continuity of operations budget already, and then this amount would that's in the aspirational would be an amount that could take, that is a suggested amount that could take employees to $14 per hour. And then, we could go up from there if we wanted to. But that at least shows you where you could go at what an amount would be for $14 an hour, which would be, approximately $3 to $4 million additional.
Okay, and then how are we going to follow? Are we going to put anything? I know we cannot require them to make payments, but how are we going to? I assume we have their budget and their budget breakdown that we can look at when they give it to us. Are we going to be able to see there where they're spending it?
We can require a certain level of reporting to help us monitor if it's happening or not. So that we've been able to clarify that we can, there are certain reports that we can require to make sure that it's happening, but we cannot dictate that is what they do. Yeah.
And will we?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
We do now.
Making sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. Nabalm-Kinney.
So we're right at time. Are we going to extend?
Yeah, we're studying the meeting.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, thank you, Dr. Battle, and to your team and Mr. Henson for a thorough budget review and analysis and really discussing our aspirational budget. We have been doing student-based budgeting for about 10 years.
2014.
Since 2014. So I really appreciate the transparency that we have around budgeting. I have been able, now that I'm on the board, to be able to talk to other board members across the nation whose transparency is not as clear, and they don't get the information that we get. And for those who want to see where our budgeting is, you have access to it on the MNPS website. Just type in MNPS and budget, and it will pull it up and pull it all the way down to the school level to see where money is going. So it's very transparent in how we're allocating funds. I do have a question, Dr. Battle, or the fiscal capacity that's looking at CBER and TASER, and it's expected to come in April, and we're looking to vote April 30th. What happens if we don't get that in time, and how do we approach that kind of moving forward? And have we gotten it in time previously?
Mr. Henson.
We've never received our final BEP estimate from the state by the time that the mayor is putting together a budget and presenting it to the Metro Council based on the Metro Charter timeline. And so what you're approving is an expenditure budget. And so we work with Metro Finance in estimating what that state revenue number would be. And so it would not prohibit you at all from approving whatever budget that you are going to approve on April 11th and then subsequently, because we will work with Metro Finance on the revenue side to give them the best estimates that we have until we receive that information from TDOE based upon those two fiscal capacity indices.
And I want to remind us that because we have revamped the way in which we go through our budget cycle, we will be presenting an aspirational budget at that time. So that's what you would be approving.
Gotcha. And how much would that affect us, since we're moving from BEP to TISA, in the deviation in the amount of funding? Usually we could kind of guesstimate. What are we looking at now?
We would like to know that as well.
Thank you.
With a brand-new funding formula, as I mentioned earlier, what we initially received, which was the first estimate, was the total state and local portion of the TISA funding formula, and so there's no way for us at this point in time to parse out what that local match requirement is going to be and what the state funding is actually going to be without that fiscal capacity index information. And so we're hopeful that, that we will see some improvement in the state funding amount, but until we receive what the actual state funding estimate is, very hesitant to even try to estimate what that new fiscal capacity index would be.
And so in practice, that means we're trying to be as conservative as possible until we get those final numbers. So we're trying to kind of thread this nicely to make sure our schools have what they need right now in preparation for next school year, but also being very mindful of the fact that it's typically always a waiting game until we get that final number from the state.
Thank you. And then right now, the suggested amount from the BEP, I know we're switching over to the TISA, was originally 41%. Should have been 41% allocated by the state, but we are actually only receiving 24% from the state. Is that correct?
Not exactly. The formula itself has what's called in it a minimum required local match. Mm-hmm. That represents the 59%. What we actually receive from Metro government in an amount of local funding equates to 74% of our total funding. And so what that means is we are being funded at a higher level than what the BEP funding formula says should be our minimum local match, which is not unusual. Most all school districts across the state are receiving more in local funding than that local match requirement would indicate. And so that middle graph that you're referencing shows, just based upon the formula itself, here's what the required local match would represent, and here's what the state funding would represent of that total amount. But our budget is higher than that required local match amount, and so therefore, over on the right side, you have the state only provides 24% of our funding in our operating budget, and then the local funding is making up the remaining 76%, which again, local funding is mainly property tax revenue and local option sales tax revenue.
Thank you. And then I had one more question. I can't find it. I'll pause there. But I do want to also appreciate the fact that about 75% of our budget goes directly to schools based on our student-based budgeting allocation. And so if you could, and that's between our local schools and our charter allocation, it's about 75% in allocation?
Just under 70%.
Just under 70%, all right. And then the other 30% is around district level, which includes utilities and
fixed
transportation,
costs.
Fixed costs, gotcha.
District provided services, which again, maintenance, custodial, transportation, all of those things that the district budgets for and provides to schools, but we don't require schools to budget for those type things.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Gentry.
So I think what I would want to understand and want the public to understand is to kind of put these dollars in big buckets, right? So there's an ask, it's a certain dollar amount for us to continue to do exactly what we're doing today. And so there's a number associated with that. Is that the 1.16?
Correct.
Yes. 1.16. 1.1, yeah, that's the 1.16. But we know come the summer, some of that money is going to go away. The ESSER dollars, right?
Next summer.
Next summer, not the summer coming
That's
up, but the
correct.
following summer. So there's going to be an additional ask just to keep us doing what we're doing today, or we'll be doing next school year. Is
So we have, as you're describing, our continuity of operations.
Continuity of operations.
To service at the same level that we are today.
Changes.
Anything above and beyond that that's in federally funded aspirational budget items or any other category will require additional funding to maintain beyond next school year.
Yes, some of that's due to ESSER, and some of that's due to things we just want to do. So those aspirational items. So I would consider that a third bucket
Correct.
of dollars.
Correct.
Okay. And so I would say to the board that our homework right now begins with what we know is going to happen, right? Something is not coming to us in the amount of dollars. And so what Dr. Battle will look to us to say is, okay, we had priorities, right? I only got this much. Your priorities required 10. I got 4. So how do we reprioritize? And now that we have, probably for maybe the second time, but such a detailed list of aspirational items, do I now swap something out? Right. So with the limited amount of monies, I think we need to reevaluate or double down and say, yes, our priorities are still our priorities, but when we take a look at some of the aspirational items and as they've been described, how they will contribute to success for our district, what else becomes important? And so I think your question is what sparked this in my mind is that, well, if you get $100,000, do you do that thing? If you get the money, will you do that thing? Can I consider that thing done? Well, no, because that may be the only amount I get. So do I do that, take it all for that one thing, or do I distribute it a little bit among a lot of things? And I don't really get to go as deep as I want it, but I get some other initiatives started. So I think the homework for us is probably a little bit, thank you for all that additional information, but you've just made our job a little bit harder because now, right, there's more variables, right? And so now we've got to rethink. And I would love, and I know you did a great job of explaining, but there's and I think it's in this packet, the documentation behind all of those items, right? All those aspirational items. What are we really getting to? What is it designed to do? So I would ask that we spend some time with the supplemental document to really start to forward think about, well, if I don't get everything, every dollar that's here, what becomes important based on what it's touching, the outcomes it's designed to get for us.
Thank you for that, Dr. Gentry. So 2 quick things. One, in those items that are captured on the continuity of federally funded aspirational items, those were things that were in the normal aspirational budget before we got the grant funding. So I just wanted to highlight that in prioritization. We stuck with what we already said was priority and moved them into the grant funding. The second thing is particularly around some of the newer strategies that you see. I do have some additional information if there's 1 or 2 that you're particularly interested in that I'm happy to share. And so we were prepared for that because they were newer, fresher, and we would just continue to talk about over the next few weeks.
Chair Watt.
Before we get started with our typically scheduled programming at 5 p.m., I do ask that the board, to Dr. Gentry's point, go through and look at the supplemental materials and not just the presentation we were provided with, but this additional piece. And then if you have questions, if you would please bundle them as much as you can. Keep a running list is what I typically do. And that way we can try to organize them as much as possible, see where there's some overlap on those questions, and get the best information back out to us. Because again, as we are aware, this is a tight timeline, and it's very quick. Not only is it fast as just the days go by, but the amount of information that we get from the state and the city and everything else, the decision-making processes have to be quick. My hope is that as you have these questions and they come in and we attend our community meetings this week and so on, is that we'll have some additional information to give back to you so we can make our best decisions, of course, based upon the budget allotment that we receive, but also so that we can potentially schedule some type of board retreat to have a deeper discussion about this. So this is not your only time to ask your questions, and I want you to know that right now. This is not, and we're done. You can still ask your questions, of course, and bundle those for us if at all possible, but we will still have additional options, of course, publicly available options as well, be them the community meetings that we're having, and of course the 5 o'clock school highlights that I'm really excited about. But I very badly want you to know that we will also have some other retreat options. potentially, so we can discuss this more and in further detail.
The last thing I have, just a point of caution here, please do not try to calculate a total.
You will not be able to do that.
Please don't do that, because some of them cancel each other out. You'll see some duplication across strategies. If we invest in one, we may not have to do another. So that is not the strategy, and I do not advise anyone to attempt to do
I
that.
really want to say that too. Notice there's not a total at the bottom. For a reason. Thank you for that.
Yes, it's kind of tie everything up to a bow so we can get to our business meeting. That's the thing. This is an aspirational budget. This is the beginning of the process. We have thoroughly changed how we do this, so we wouldn't have the tit-for-tat political conversations that we've had in the past, but it's an ongoing conversation. I really want to stress this as we go into the mayoral election. You're going to hear a lot of different things, but be very cautious about how we talk about funding. We try to be very transparent. We have an award-winning finance department led by Chief Hansen because of our transparency, but also this is an ongoing conversation that's going to happen between now and June. So you will hear more meetings. We encourage you to come out to the community meetings tomorrow and Thursday and the following week and to have these in-depth conversations, but this is not the beginning and end. We will pass aspirational budget next school board meeting on April 11th, so the mayor could be able to do his fiduciary's job to file a budget, but it's not the final and this is not the final thing overgoing. So thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Battle. Thank you, Chief Henson, for your work, and we will continue to do this, and I pass it on to my chair.
Thank you.
Adjourned.
We are adjourned. And I will give us 2 minutes to it. So it's, well, I'm going to go by this clock. So it's 5:15 according to, I'm going to give us 2 minutes. So you can try to take a quick biological break. I know it's going to be hard. And I know we have a number of students out in the hallway that need to probably get in here. So I want to give them some space to do that. I appreciate your waiting and patience with us.